Some call it part of criminal justice reform. Others say it's just giving people a pass to puff. Either way, a change to the penalty for pot possession in Doylestown, it has people talking. Here's Shawnette Wilson.
I received a call from a community member who was concerned about his son who was smoking marijuana, who lives locally. And his concern was that potentially, if this passes, there will be some sort of a tacit approval or an approval that this is an okay thing to do.
Diane Rosati oversees Bucks County programs that help people with drug and alcohol abuse. She says one program operating since 2018.
There have been about 750 folks who have graduated from that program. And the vast majority of those folks had been using marijuana at some point.
She's worried that people who need help getting clean or making better decisions may no longer get the help they need through these programs.
They could be referred to what we call a decision-making class. They at least made a bad decision. If they do need treatment, we will fund their treatment if they have no other source of funding.
Her concerns stem from Doylestown Borough Council voting overwhelmingly to pass an ordinance that will ease up penalties for marijuana possession. They say it is about criminal justice reform and protecting the future of young people.
We're not telling kids, hey, listen, now you can go out on the corners and smoke pot and nothing will happen to you.
Borough Councilman Joseph Frederick says council discussed the ordinance with the chief of Central Bucks Regional Police, who supports it.
Kids that get caught with marijuana, and mainly because it was a problem for school. For when they went to college, they didn't want anything on their records.
It would also free up officers to deal with other issues. Instead of being arrested, under the ordinance, offenders would instead get a citation and go.
3 times. It's a $25 fine. After that, I believe it goes to $300.
And if the person is under 18, Frederick says their parents will be called. A look back at numbers in Doylestown Borough, though, show minimal arrests over a 4-year period. The highest number of adults arrested, 18, was in 2017, and the number of juvenile arrests, 4, held steady in 2017, 2018, and 2020. Borough Councilman Joe Flood is the only board member who voted against the ordinance.
And if somebody suggested this with alcohol, people would automatically think they were being irresponsible.
Flood says his real concern is changing the penalty for possession to a fine and no arrests. Without the courts involved, people wouldn't be required to go through a program for help.
If you have somebody who's 13 years old and you find them on the street smoking marijuana, there's a possibility that they would benefit from a program and that you're actually aiding them.
And he says the fines aren't in line with less serious offenses.
Overextended parking meter is now a greater fine than marijuana in the borough of Doylestown. If you plant bamboo illegally in the borough, it's a $600 fine. It's $25 for marijuana.
Rosati adds that the county drug and alcohol help programs also expunge records after completion of the program.
We have significant concerns about that potential change in Doylestown Borough. There's no doubt about it. This will have the consequence of additional use in the communities.
In Doylestown Borough, Shawnette Wilson, Fox 29 News.